Peace, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Silver Tongue Gorillas. Shout out to all my troopers. I am your host, CueBracey, and today I'm gonna be breaking down this video between MTR and Iyanla Van Zandt. He's actually reviewing the video, okay? So without further ado, I'm just play the clip so you can hear it, and then I want to respond.
No, this is hard. It's hard because it's, I love us.
She's fighting the engine.
And so I want to fully step into my role as an elder and be able to say things that you may not like, but you will at least respect.
Oh.
And the way we are moving in the world, it's time for us to close our legs. Close your legs, open your heart. And let's get clear before we keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. Because the men are, they're trying to get themselves together.
We are.
And we are so far ahead of them, but we don't really occupy that space.
There was nothing toxic about what she said. She did it she picked her words very cautiously, and she did it in a very respectful manner. Close your legs. If that's toxic to you, then you might be the issue.
So you heard what MTR said. There was nothing toxic about what she said, right? If you think that telling a woman to close her legs is toxic, maybe you're the problem. And I agree 1000%. I just think that what she said after was toxic because there's a lot of ways things can go. There are a lot of implications, right? So let's talk about it. First thing I want to mention is he brings up her tone and the way she chose her words. And what I want to say is that this is what really made me want to do the video in the first place, because I try to tell you guys about listening to women, and it's easy to tell you not to listen to like women that are clearly inferior to you. But I did the James Baldwin, Nikki Giovanni video. It's also about those women who are intellectuals. Why? Because at the end of the day, they are a woman. And a lot of times women act off emotions, and the things that they say, they don't actually get down to the rationality of why you shouldn't do something. They deal with the emotions of why you shouldn't do something. So MTR brought it up, but at the end of the day, this is him saying this about her tone and everything is exactly what I'm trying to get you guys to understand about listening to women from the whole spectrum. Because deception comes in intellect, deception comes in with a sweet voice, deception comes in ways that may seem superior, but if you are red pill aware, then you will understand that. Because what did she say? You need to keep your legs closed, because our men are trying to get it together and we so far ahead of them, but we're not occupying that space, right? This is the lie, right? Women need to keep their legs closed because they're ruining families. You have married women that are out here cheating on their husband. You are not a man. You can't do what men do. Kevin Samuels has been doing shows like for the past week talking about, women cheat, men have options. You're not a man. And when these men are sleeping around, who are they sleeping around with? Women who can't keep their legs closed. There's a difference between a master key and a shitty lock. A master key opens many locks. A shitty lock opens to any key. Men and women are not the same. And so the reason why women need to keep their legs closed is not because they so far ahead of men and they're not occupying the space. The reason why women need to keep their legs closed is because, once again, women are ruining their marriages, they're ruining their children's life, all because they are not disciplined. I want to find another word for not disciplined, but let's just state it right there. The reason why women need to close their legs is because you need to have some level of discipline as a human being. And it seems as if women can have, or they make it seem as if women can have discipline in every other area. You can get up, you can go to work every day, and you can do, but you can't have discipline when it comes to being in a marriage with a man, right? And staying committed. And for the women that are not married, when you open up your legs to a lot of men, it makes it more difficult for you to get married. So then what we have to understand is that what Iyanla Vanzant said about men was the toxic part. And what she should have said instead, or not what she should have said, or what would have been more appropriate is saying, women, we need to keep our legs closed, because it's a lot of good men out here that want to make us their wife, but we're not ready to be a wife. We're not ready to be good mothers. You got to think about all of these divorced women that bring random men into their house. Nobody talks about it. It's a problem. You understand? It's a problem when your daughters come home and they see a guy and they like, who is this guy? And he's just in the house. You understand? So at the end of the day, women being too loose is a problem for the children. It's a problem for the husband. It's a problem for society, right? And so the reason why women need to keep their legs closed is not because men are behind. It is not because, it's because men are ahead, right? Men are far, and I hate with this feminism movement, I hate the way every woman is made to seem larger than life. Like all these women out here, they just handling their business, they killing shit, in terms of they doing numbers, and the men are behind. You know, that a lot of the things that they're talking about when they talk about these women killing it, they not going to look at real life numbers. They looking at degrees. You know, they not looking at the degree and the debt, how much they owe back, how much they making. The two greatest things a woman could ever be is a mother and a wife. And when a woman sleeps around, she's ruining her potential to be a mother, a good mother, and a wife. But see, if Iyanla Vanzant said that, because I don't think she's married, right? If Iyanla Vanzant said that, she would be putting men on the pedestal. And it's far too many of our women out here that say that they love us, but they refuse to put men on a pedestal. So they saying, hey lady, close your legs because you are so far ahead of men. And honestly, these men are not ready for your love and compassion in that type of way. And see, like I said, once again, man, this is deceptive. This is the serpent talking, or this is Eve talking to Adam after she ate the apple. This is, you know how the 80-20 rule actually works? 80% of the workforce is responsible for 20% of the production. 80% of the bees are responsible for 20% of the production. 20% of the bees are responsible for 80% of the production. 20% of the bees are responsible for 80% of the pollination. This phenomenon was founded by Peretti, but the way that he found, and it's not spelled like how it sounds, it's spelled P-A-R-E-T-T-O, Peretti's principle. But the way that it was founded was via looking at nature, right? And saying that it's amazing that most of the work is done by 20%. So even though it may seem like I'm nitpicking here, I'm really not. I'm looking at the 20% of what she said that is 80% of our problem in society. 80% of our problem in society is the way that we talk about men, the way that we view men, and the way that we constantly keep making it about men. Every time women are out of pocket, we make it about men instead of making it about women being out of pocket. Anywho's, that's my video for today, man. Like I said, shout out to all my troopers. If you would like to support my work, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, and we'll be back in here with more videos for y'all. And I do agree that anybody that thinks telling women to close their legs is toxic is the problem. Peace.